Hi guys, it's NAMAYO Heritage again talking about entrepreneurship. It's been a long time, and this time around we want to work on series just to encourage the entrepreneurs out there. So just as to start with, there is need for every entrepreneur to unleash an adventurous character. You get that? So it's very, very, very important for an entrepreneur to make sure that they succeed in a profession that has got some freedom. Because in entrepreneurship itself makes you move around about everywhere, and if you're not very careful, you might find yourself getting frustrated because your profession and what entrepreneurship tells you to do is something else. So there is need for you to have that adventurous character, and the profession itself that you might have wanted to study, or you are studying, or that you have studied, should also be
Just entrepreneurship.
something
Many
to
people
consider as you
wonder
are
where
trying
ideas
to
are formed, how
do
people
this
keep implementing
entrepreneurship
these nice, beautiful ideas that turn
projects.
into big,
So
huge,
today's topic is
profitable
on
businesses, but then without realizing that they are sitting with the ideas themselves. They are the ideas themselves. So we just want to continue with where we ended. Remember, we had series of entrepreneurship sessions we had from our previous videos, but in this video we are going to talk about those business ideas that we have been keeping in for a long time. So for those people that have done commerce at grade 10, 11, 12, they will understand to say they have been sitting on ideas, but they didn't just know to say this is also an entrepreneur topic that I can handle or do and then be successful at the end of the day. And for those that have done business studies, of course, they've come across this term that we are going to talk about in this series of business. Please don't forget to subscribe so that this series you don't miss any of them. So the first component that I want us to talk about in this series is warehousing. Warehousing as a business that can be done by anybody, that can be initiated by anybody, anywhere, anyhow. Okay, so when I say warehousing as a business, how does entrepreneurship come in? Warehousing. Warehousing itself is a big business. So, and people are wondering now, what is warehousing itself? What is warehousing? Yes, so warehousing is simply the storage of goods before they are shipped, or when they are shipped to a certain location, and they are kept in a building awaiting collection. They could also be awaiting shipment, so that is called warehousing. So a warehouse is a room where properties or products are stored before they are dispatched either to the consumer or a supplier. Yeah. So now people might be wondering to say, who is a consumer, who is a supplier, who is a retailer, who is a wholesaler. So just don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we are going to talk about these terms. And just in the nutshell, today in this video, we are just abstractively talking about what these series are going to be. So first of all, we are going to define what a consumer is. We are going to let each other know who a retailer is, who a wholesaler is, and who a consumer is. So simply, a consumer is somebody who buys a product and then goes home and utilizes it. The reason why I'm using simple language is I want those that don't have a basis of business related courses to have an understanding with what we are talking about. That's the reason why I am using the simplest English so that we get to understand each other. So we just talked about a consumer. Who is a consumer? A consumer is you yourself seated listening to this video. You go and buy tomato, or you go and buy salt, and then for use at home, you are a consumer. So yes. And then we are going to talk about a retailer. A retailer is just somebody who goes to order things on not a large scale but a small scale to just come and sell where they are at a marked up price. What is now people are wondering, what is she talking about? What is marked up price? Meaning they would buy a product maybe at 5 kwacha and they come and sell it at 6 kwacha. So that is a retailer. And a wholesaler is a person who buys a product to come and resell on a large quantity. I'm sure now you understand where we are moving to, how we are moving to. We are simply talking about these 3 economic players in entrepreneurship. So there's a consumer, there's a retailer, there's a manufacturer, and a wholesaler. So now we've just talked about who a consumer is, we've talked about who a retailer is, we've talked about who a wholesaler is, and now we are talking about a manufacturer. A manufacturer now is that same person who makes those things and packages them. Okay, so now for us to understand better on these trends of marketing, these trends of business, I have decided to just talk about them so that as we'll be using these terms in my following video, you will not be misled or you will not misunderstand anything to start asking about, say, who is a consumer, who is a manufacturer, who is a retailer, who is a wholesaler. So now that we have simplified these things, we are now going to talk about them in details. Remember, the only purpose of these videos is to make sure that we enlighten each other on the entrepreneurship opportunities that are there out there, and people are just looking at them because they don't know that that can also turn into a very productive business. That's the reason why we have also touched warehousing, but we are going to touch it in details because the reason for this video was just to enlighten you of what we are going to talk about. Remember, entrepreneurship being the main topic that we are discussing here. All these other things, these are just terms that we are going to from time to time talk about, and then we want an understanding as we are talking so that you follow through. So subscribe to this channel so that next time I upload a video over entrepreneurship, that will be our first series. This one is just 00000 because it's an introduction to entrepreneurship. We are going to talk about those opportunities that you may think are not worth trying or are not entrepreneurial opportunities. We are going to exhaust them so that after watching the video, you're surely going to consider them and then have an economical impact on our Zambian country. Thank you so much. Till next time. For now, it's bye-bye.